This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
I mean, last night was it's just an extension of everything that's gone on. When you're a bad team, when you're a bad program, these are the things that are going to happen to you because you're poorly prepared. Look, Virginia's a terrible team. They were one of the worst defenses in all of college football, and they made you look silly. I mean, would they have like 90-something yards at halftime against one of the worst defenses in all of college football, which shows you, that Red Lashley is as overrated as it gets. Really, let's be honest now. And this is a program that isn't improving. Dude, that was just bad luck. He's a good kicker. Kid's got a boatload of talent. But these are the things that happen to you when you're a bad program. And when I saw that thump and he misses it, and I tweeted out that it's really tough to watch this downward spiral of a program because we're talking about a program that was, marquee, a program that was considered one of the elite football programs in the country. And yet it's been destroyed. Everything that you used to recognize the University of Miami for is gone. There's no intimidation. There is no excellence on the field. Elite players aren't playing and dominating. We're used to watching Michael Irving dominate. We're used to watching Jerome Brown just completely change the landscape of a game. We're used to watching Ray Lewis explosive from one sideline to another. Edgerrin James electrifying the field. These are the things that we grew up watching with the University of Miami. A 2001 team that was so loaded that it was really a 33rd NFL team, basically. And we're so used to watching excellence on the field and players and teams that were so good that they can make 5 or 6 mistakes and still beat your ass by 30. Those days are all gone. They're done. And I'll get eventually to the ridiculous release by Julio Frank, which said absolutely nothing. But I'll get to that. But the painful part is that there isn't that dedication to it. And when you watch Manny Diaz on the sidelines, you can tell that all of this is getting to him. He is uncomfortable being in this position. I got to tell you something. He looks like a terrible communicator. I don't know exactly how it is behind the curtain, to be honest with you. But when I watch him out there, I see a man that is full of panic inside, that the moment is too big for him, that it's eating him up inside. You can tell he is not comfortable with this. You can tell he is not confident about what he's doing. I mean, it explodes in my face what I see from Manny. I mean, it's clear as day. It's like he doesn't even have to communicate it to me. He doesn't have to tell me. I see it. I see it. That dude is a fish out of water. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like You hired a guy that brings a lot of the rah-rah stuff, but because the substance isn't there, the confidence isn't there. And when you look at the team week in and week out, they're unprepared. They're just they never really look like they know exactly what they're supposed to do. And look, I can deal with mistakes because they're kids. But like I told you before, the difference between this kind of a you and the you used to watch is the you used to watch was so good, they actually could make mistakes and overcome them easily, and beat your ass down. We're going to talk to Ira Winderman in a couple of minutes. And Ira had the pleasure of covering the Big Three, who at times walked into games and they were lackadaisical. And they'd fall by 10, 15, 20 points. They'd fall behind. But they knew what the hell they were doing, so they would storm back and win those games a lot of times. And we would get frustrated, like, man, why do you guys do that to yourselves? But they were so good, they can overcome that. University of Miami football team used to be like that. They were so good, they can overcome mistakes. This program now, over the last 15 years, can't overcome mistakes. In fact, they get buried by them. That's the difference, because they're not well coached, because they're not well prepared, because they're not good enough, because they don't have enough great players on those teams. That's the sad part. And that's part of this downward spiral that we've watched. The quality of coaching has gone down drastically. The quality of player has gone down drastically. The quality of depth has completely disappeared. And when you have that combination, it's just impossible to ever be what you used to be. And this is what you are now. You're kind of a middle of the road team. Here's how we have to look at the University of Miami football program from now on. You got to hope they can win enough to just get to a bowl game. Win the 7, 8 games. Maybe you get to 9, and that's like a great season now. Those days of 10 and 12 wins and trying to lock up the ACC and trying to, get to a national champion, those days are done. You're never going to be that program again, because you're never going to make the commitment that you need in order to be that kind of a program again. So you're going to get the Randy Shannons of the world, and you're going to get the Al Goldens, and you're going to get the Manny Diaz's of the world. The people that aren't prepared for these kind of moments. The people that are not really prepared to take you to that next level.
This is the Big O Show. This is the